back here on Neon Trash. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yours truly, Johnny Rocket here, with the usual host of characters. Got Tommy the Hammer, got Daler, got the Kansas City Crippler, and we're going to be watching Major League. Yeah, starring Charlie. Yes!
Oh, I love that movie.
I mean, for sure, dude. Let's just jump right into this shit. You know this part. Check out the trailer. Hate that shit. When we get back, you'll know our opinion on Major League and maybe a few other things.
Harry Doyle here, welcoming all of you to another season of Indians baseball.
Here's a list of players we'll be inviting to camp.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
We'd love for you to come to spring training for a shot at this year's club.
By the way, you were with me last night. Who's this chick on top of me?
We'd still like to take a look at you at our spring camp.
Not sure I can make it by then.
Who is that?
Serrano.
What's his religion?
Voodoo.
Hey! Willie Mays Hayes here. Play like Mays, and I run like Hayes. How you doing? What the hell league you been playing in?
California Penal.
Don't you have any proven major league talent?
Now, I want to put together a team that'll help us relocate to Miami.
You want us to lose?
We've been losing. What I want is for us to finish dead last.
This year, the Cleveland Indians have a multi-talented team.
The first offering just a bit outside.
They're masters of the sacrifice.
He's looking to sacrifice a live chicken.
One whole chicken, just like you said.
The double play.
Excuse me.
I have a much better body than she does.
Maybe for me, she really does.
And the pick-off.
Every time we win, we peel a section.
Tom Berenger.
Zipper on your skirt stuck.
Use your imagination.
Charlie Sheen.
These things make me look ridiculous.
Seeing's the most important thing, son. I don't think it's that important.
Corbin Burnson. And Bob Uecker.
Haywood swings and crushes one towards South America.
Major League.
That ball wouldn't have been out of a lot of parks.
Name one.
Yellowstone.
You know, what can I say about this film? I mean, I remember it from back in the day. A lot of my friends liked this movie a lot, so they would rent it quite often. Fair enough. And, you know, for me, like, I was always renting things like Friday the 13th or Fright Night or Night of the Living Dead. But I did have friends that would, you know, rent movies that were either action-oriented or sports-oriented. And Major League was one of them. So back in the day, I didn't really get it. I would watch it, I would laugh at some of the adult jokes, but then at the end of the day, I was kind of like, what's the big fucking deal? And I was always left with this impression that I didn't like this movie. But here it is.
Fast forward.
Yeah, 2021, I'm almost 40 years old, and what can I say? I found myself actually enjoying the movie for fucking once.
Exactly.
With that being said, I mean, like, there's a lot you could unpack from a movie like Major League, especially considering it was made in 1989. I mean, you've got the character of Chief Wahoo, which is definitely a mascot of contention, you know?
Some controversy,
arguably so, and it's cringy, it is, and it's a character that should have been segued out probably in the 90s. But coming into this movie where I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna cringe hard, I didn't cringe as hard as I thought I was going to.
I agree.
I gotta say, this movie's main focus is on the era, it's on its actors, it's on its jokes, and the Chief Wahoo character, I mean, he's kind of between the lines. He's not the main focus.
Yeah, it takes a back seat.
This definitely took me back. I used to watch this when I was a kid. I played baseball as a kid. And I remember watching this movie and enjoying it purely because I played baseball. And I liked it. And yeah, looking at it more now, 2021, this is way more of a drama, really, than it is a comedy. It has comedy aspects, but it's really about a dude trying to get his wife back while playing baseball and saving his career. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on in one of the side major characters, if you can call them the major characters, life. Beyond that, I dug it. I like it. Yeah. Seeing old school Cleveland and all of that shit, being like, hey, I've been there, I've walked there, that's still there.
Hell yeah.
Like
it's
stuff
definitely
like
cool
that.
for us being like, Northeast Ohio kids, like haven't been up there for at least something, and just being able to recognize the old city.
One of the old mills, and this looks like it's brand new. And you drive by it now, and it looks like your typical rusted out mill. It's awesome.
Yep. Back when I was a kid, I'm like, man, are we really watching the Indians? You know, when I was a kid watching this movie, what do you expect? Didn't think much.
Right. Yeah, right.
Anyway. But also, I thought that, like, with the Chief Wahoo, I really didn't care, And also, I thought, actually, at one point, that actually I thought this was actually the logo with the baseball with the mohawk and the sunglasses. I'm like, is that our other logo? And people are like, no. I'm like, well, it should be. But yeah, love this movie. Loved everything about it. I mean, it just took me back. And definitely the whole fact that we're Northeast Ohioans, going up to Cleveland, seeing all the stuff still there is great. I mean, except for Open.
It means a little bit more to us.
Yeah, I mean, it just touches right here. I mean, what can I say? Just, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't focus on any controversial stuff about like, the team name, the logo. Didn't do that at all because, of course, it was 89.
It's so interesting how that was like, it's so prevalent now, but man, it was just, it didn't. Nobody had a second thought about it back then.
Like smoke signals and the billboard.
All the advertising, the old, smoking cigarettes, and like saying, hey, everybody smokes. If you don't, deal with it.
It's so funny how like that, like casual racism was just such a thing back then. Like everybody just did that. Like no one cared.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know.
People can grow and change.
Yeah. It just shows you how much society has grown and matured, and just these 30 years here, people are so much more socially conscious about this kind of thing, And I tell you what.
I guess you can.
Pass it on.
Yeah, might as well.
It's pretty wild, because I mean, obviously we grew up with the Indians, the tribe. You want to name off something cool, something that's like cool at this point, like in American.
I've got it.
Society.
Chief Wahoo.
Like, well, I mean,
that was the name of the logo. It wasn't the name of the team, but okay.
I know. Back when the Indians actually got their name, it was an honor. I mean, it was right around the time where a team named the Boston Braves had just won the pennant, right? And that in that early part of the 20th century, Native Americans, like, they were going through kind of like a romanticization, if that's a word, in American culture. I mean, it's similar to the way like Western, like mysticism, like Chinese, like Confucianism, Buddhism kind of went through like a weird like romanticistic revival in like the 60s, 70s. That same thing was happening with Native American culture back then in the 20s, 30s, early 20th century. So, to kind of rebrand, rename the team, we need something that's going to be, tough and something strong and fearsome, powerful. Indians, right?
American Indians.
So Boston Braves, they just won their super popular. Well, name our team the Cleveland Indians, right? There is, they do have a little bit of history with Louis Sockalexis, I believe, being, one of the first actual Native American players to play in Major League. There wasn't actually in honor of him.
Supposed to be.
There's many conflicting stories about the actual origin of the name. That supposedly is one of them. I don't think it was. I think it was more had to do with the Boston Braves being a popular team and like just that Native American had Renaissance kind of romanticization in American culture. They're like, okay, let's that's the hot thing. Let's name our team that.
Yeah. It's better than the fucking Spiders. I mean,
it's that is what it is. Awesome. But I mean, when it comes to that, it's
the Cleveland Spitters.
Thanks for that.
Or it could have been the Cleveland Swallowers.
I'm sorry, I'm running along here, but I do have I've got a ton to say on this.
He does. Apparently, he does.
This is a good one.
Being from Northeast Ohio, being from a family that's grown up in Cleveland, they were supposed to be racist. It was never meant to be racist, not whatsoever. It was just a mascot. It was fun. It was baseball. It was just a game. Yep. You know, so I really can't fault ourselves or earlier generations for kind of lashing onto it, just because they just didn't have that, you know, cultural dissonance. You know, it was never meant to be, you know, derogatory, you know, but that doesn't change the fact that it is. You know, that you know, just because of how, you know, Native Americans were exploited in this country, like, that's just, I mean, it's horribly disrespectful to just represent them, like, to reduce them to a cartoon like that. Like some shit happened that wasn't cool, and we now really recognize that, and maybe just starting to own that. You know, they're trying to recognize it. It's like, okay, let's move away from this. You know, it really, I mean, it sucks because now it's been tradition in history, well over 100 years of Cleveland Indians baseball, one of the earliest, you know, one of the founding teams of the American League. You know, over 100 years later, you know, so part of it does kind of suck. We have to leave that history behind, but it really, at this point, should be left behind in the past, not forgotten, but
don't forget,
put to bed. It's time for it to be put to bed, honestly. And this, you know, I wanted to watch it for a few reasons. Hey, it's summertime. You know, it's a comedy. It's something fun.
It's baseball. It's
right?
Americana.
Right. It's
good old US of A, baby.
This season, we're watching the last few games play out this season with the Cleveland Indians. After this season, the 2021 season, they will no longer be called the Indians. It's not racist. It's not meant to be racist. It's just a mascot. It's the same dumb thing. It's like Fighting Irish or the Minnesota Vikings or, you know, Pistol Pete and the Cowboys college teams. Like, who cares? You know, it's just supposed to be fun sports mascot. Who cares? You know, but the difference between, you know, Native American Indians, you know, and the rest of that is that this is not only a misnomer. They're not Indians. Christopher Columbus was a dumbass. This was not fucking India.
Anyway.
This was America. These were Native Americans.
He landed in Cuba.
You know, dumbass thought these were actually, he had landed in India. And so the whole thing is just wrong from the get-go, honestly. You know, and just to understand and remember what happened to these people, like, it's just completely tasteless, you know? And, you know, as much as it sucks, you know, for some of us older guys, and this maybe last generation that really recognize them as just the Indians, it's just, you know, a baseball team, it's a mascot, who cares? Like, wait a minute. That's actually, it's not cool. So, us, we the people, do have the power to get shit done. Yeah, maybe something small and insignificant, like, you know, a sports team name, but it's something. It's a start. It's proof that we can get things changed if we really all get pissed off enough about it. You know? I mean, would I like it to be more important things, you know, like healthcare, you know, or something that really would impact a lot of people, right? You know, you kind of have to start small, a lot of things, right? Baby steps. Okay, let's not, you know, have these horrible racist caricatures in sports. Let's move past that. Let's try to rebrand some things. Let's bring this into the 21st century, folks.
I can't whittle any of that down because it's vitally important.
This is why I wanted to talk to you beforehand about how much we're going to do about the epilogue of the movie itself and then versus the deep dive. Because you just let me go off here instead of just wrapping up the review of the movie.
This is Ocean X, motherfucker. We haven't even got to the start count yet.
Yeah, exactly! This is why I wanted to talk about it. 'Cause I knew if you did not check me, I was going to go off for like 15 minutes.
I think you were like 20 to an hour.
All right. All right, we'll wrap.
You've treated them poorly. That just, I mean, that's an understatement.
We fucked up, okay? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it like that, god damn it. It's not this kind of like, oh gosh, how many times do I gotta fucking apologize? No, we shouldn't fucking apologize. But at the same time, we're reviewing a movie here, okay? So we're talking about Major League. We're talking about Charlie Sheen. We're talking about all these actors. Tom Berenger. Yes. So on one hand, we're discussing things in a deep manner. On the other hand, we are
watching a movie at the end of the day.
We're talking about a movie. How do I feel about this as a comedy movie, as a sports movie? It's okay. It's fine. Great actors, great music, great production. Out of 10 stars, I am going to give Major League a solid 6.5, 7.
How did I know he was going to say that?
Out of 10.
I just knew he was going to do it.
Do it.
Okay.
You want to go to me or you want to go to Dan?
No, I want to go to you, man. Because you knew what I was going to say.
I did.
Well, what are you going to say? Because I think I know what you're going to say.
beat that one.
So I didn't know it was a contest.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, my star count definitely with the nostalgia, just the fact that it's a Cleveland, Northeast Ohio thing, the actors, the story, you know, baseball, of course, in typical old-fashioned USA Americana. America. Anyway, I'm definitely gonna give this 8.5, 9 stars.
Woo!
That's just me.
Fair enough.
I'll be fair and just give it.
Oh, now.
All right. Well, my star count, we'll just get right to the point. I like this film, but it's not one of my favorites, nor is it my favorite type of genre. So I'll give this thing a decent 5.5 because it was a good film. Boom! That's what I got.
Ouch.
Let's not go.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean,
It is what it is. It's Dale.
Yeah, this is not okay. At the end of the day, this is not going to win any Oscars, you know, any category. But overall, still still round. All right. At the end of the day, you're right. This is not going to win any Oscars, but still, like the actors, they delivered good performances. Love the sets. Cinematography, this was shot really well. There was some fat to be trimmed for sure, you know. But I think they focused. They struck a good balance between the story of, you know, Tom Berenger's character and, you know, the actual story of the team, you know, and trying to be losers but winning, blah blah blah. You know, I thought it was pretty well done overall. So I have to give this movie a solid 7.5 stars.
To a lot of Native Americans, Chief Wahoo was a very
Love
racist character.
And we're sorry.
Fucking weirdo. I hope we've been informative. Until the next time, motherfuckers, tune in to Neon Motherfucking Trash.